This is the most expensive aircraft ever built. One single plane costs around $2 billion, worth more than its weight in solid gold. It can fly halfway around the world, slip past the most advanced air defenses on the planet, and vanish without a trace. On radar, this massive machine looks no bigger than a bird, and only 21 were ever built. This is the B-2 Spirit, the black, silent ghost that changed aviation forever. And the story of how it was born is stranger than you'd ever expect. It actually starts back in the 1940s with one man's impossible dream. His name was Jack Northrop, and he was obsessed with a radical idea. A plane with no fuselage and no tail, just a single pure wing, a flying wing. He built early versions, the YB-35, the YB-49, and they were decades ahead of their time. But they had one fatal flaw. Without a tail to stabilize them, they were nearly impossible to control. The technology to fly them simply didn't exist yet. So the dream was shelved, forgotten, for almost 40 years. But that strange tailless shape was hiding a secret that wouldn't matter until the world changed. Because it turned out, a flying wing with no tail and no sharp vertical surfaces is almost invisible to radar. Fast forward to the late 1970s. The US wanted a bomber that could penetrate the toughest defenses on Earth without being seen. And suddenly, Jack Northrop's forgotten flying wing was the perfect answer. But they still had that original problem. How do you control something this unstable? The answer was the computer. The B-2 is genuinely impossible for a human to fly by hand. It's too unstable. So instead, it uses flight computers that make tiny corrections hundreds of times every second, constantly, automatically, keeping it steady using flaps along the back edge of the wing. A dream from the 1940s, finally made real in the 1980s by technology that hadn't even existed before. And the result was breathtaking. Everything about the B-2 is built around one single goal: invisibility. Its surfaces are all smooth, flowing curves, shaped to scatter radar waves away from the enemy. Its skin is covered in special radar-absorbing materials. Its engines are buried deep inside the wing, hiding them from radar and masking their heat. No sharp edges, no tail fins, nothing to bounce a signal back. And here's the payoff, the part that sounds impossible. This aircraft has a wingspan of 172 feet. That's nearly as wide as a Boeing airliner. And yet, on a radar screen, it can show up smaller than a bird. One of the largest, most powerful aircraft in the sky, looking like a sparrow. That's the magic of the B-2. But magic like that doesn't come cheap. And this is where the numbers get insane. Because stealth technology had to be invented completely from scratch, and because the Cold War ended right in the middle of the program, the budget got slashed. The original plan was 132 of them. What did they actually build? Just 21. And when you divide the total cost across those few aircraft, the price comes out to around $2 billion each, making the B-2 the single most expensive aircraft in human history. Each one is such a national treasure that they're kept in special climate-controlled hangars just to protect that delicate stealth coating. And yet, here's what nobody expects. This multi-billion-dollar giant is flown by just two people, a pilot and a mission commander, sitting side by side. That's it. For an aircraft this massive and this capable, that's almost nothing, made possible by heavy automation. And those two crew members can stay in the air for more than 30 hours straight, crossing entire oceans. There's even a small cot on board, so one pilot can sleep while the other flies. It can travel around 6,900 miles without refueling, and with aerial tankers, its reach becomes truly global. It can strike any point on Earth from home soil and slip back out before anyone knows it was there, all while carrying up to 40,000 pounds of weapons hidden completely inside its body to keep that perfect stealth shape. So where does the Ghost stand today? For more than 30 decades, the B-2 has been the only stealth bomber of its kind anywhere in the world. Nobody else has ever matched it. But its story is entering the final chapter. Its successor is arriving now, the B-21 Raider, a newer, smaller, more affordable flying wing that carries the B-2's DNA forward. And as the Raider rises, the legendary Spirit will slowly retire. But its legacy is already locked in stone. It proved a flying wing could be tamed. It proved an aircraft could truly be made invisible. And it proved that one man's impossible dream, buried for 40 years, was right all along. The B-2 Spirit, the silent ghost that made the impossible fly.